Welcome back to Natalby Reefing, guys. It has been a very eventful day on the reef. Today was water change day, and I'll just tell you a little bit about the day leading up, or the couple days leading up. Now, what happened was about 2 days ago, or maybe 3 days ago now, I looked at the back overflow box, and it just didn't look right. And when I put the lights all on, which is now, they're all sort of 100%, it was covered in cyano, like solid red, flowy, thick cyano. So I did a gigantic water change, scrubbed it all off, didn't feed the tank for 3 days, did another massive water change today, and then recommenced feeding at 50% of what I was feeding the tank before, because I did start seeing some algae popping up on the rocks and things. So all my talk about no algae, and I sort of cursed myself, I think. The other thing that has really gotten huge is that sponge thing on the side of the clam. It has become the mother of all clam sponges. Obviously not though. There's another couple growing on the side. Now my concern is that those are maybe Aiptasia. Now, having never had Aiptasia in my tank, I'm not really sure what they look like. So if anyone can look in that region and spot something that looks like Aiptasia, if you think it is, please let me know, and I will do something to try and get rid of it. What else? Okay, so after doing all the things that I did to the tank, today was the day to return to normal. All right. Oh, weird focus. And what was supposed to happen was I was supposed to do an uneventful water change, but alas, nothing in life is uneventful. So I switched the return pump off and did what I needed to do. And then when I flicked the return pump back on, nothing happened. And I thought, that's not normal. So I flicked the switch off again, and then it exploded. And one of the least favorable things to happen when flicking an electrical switch is flames coming out of it. So what I did was I promptly hit the switch off with a wooden spoon and removed it, and went down to my local fish store, which is the Tech Den. Now they are a really super group of dudes, and they were able to hook me up. Now it was time for an upgrade anyway, so what I have done is I have got myself a Vectra S1. Now it's probably really huge for this little tank, but I followed the configurations and I set it to be really low energy, so it's hardly doing anything, right? I don't have any fixed or hard plumbing. It's just the same green cable, green tubing that goes with the other pump, and there it is down there. You can't really see. Let's see if I open that up, throw some more light. It's got the little baffle in the front, or the guard in the front, to stop it from pulling in weird stuff. Otherwise, nothing else has changed in here. Now, what I did do is up in here, I replaced the entire, I have to still mount it up against there, but I replaced the whole power board because that thing was where the flame came from. So that's a new one. And I used the bracket and mounted the S1 up there. That's the let's just call it the control box. All right. Now, if you remember correctly, there's some little growth going on here with the Monty, in case anyone is curious. That thing's starting to go a little bit, and that is starting to encrust over the edge of that frag plug. Sorry guys, the filming today is really murder, but anyway, that's that. Okay, now the other thing that I got from the Tech Den was I am starting to hook up this little tank. So what we have here is a maybe 20 liter tank. I picked up that little piece of driftwood. That Anubias has been floating in there from another local store nearby. And I picked up some Indian almond leaves to try and make this water kind of black. The other thing I got was a light. So that light is currently not on it yet because it is it sticks to the back of the tank, so that needs to sit for 24 hours. But these are the Indian almond leaves, guys. This is the shop I was telling you about. If you live in Australia, this is a really awesome store, and they have got a good online service, and their prices are fantastic. So have a look at those guys if you can. Anyway, and then this is the light that we have put on the the Nano. Now, it's obviously not going to be a insanely high-tech thing with carpeting plants and whatnot. I literally just want to stick a little fighting fish in there and just have some places for him to hang out. So the other thing I thought was, if this thing says freshwater and saltwater, I thought maybe if I get over it and the little fighter jumps out or he decides to kick it, then I could maybe try to put some zoas in there and see how they do. But anyway, let me just give you a quick run through of this tank with all the lights on. So I know this is not exactly salt water and all you guys are probably over it, but if you're still around, thanks for sticking around. Now in here we've got, that's actually from an aqua clear filter that's there, some filter floss, and this is a DIY ATO that feeds into the return chamber. There's a little heater in there, 25 watt heater, and then a really tiny little return pump. But that return pump is actually from a media reactor that I had for this tank. So this actually works with two little, I'll pull it out and show you. So basically what happens is if the water level drops, it goes gluk, 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 and then the water level goes back and it stops. Now how it's made is basically like this. Oh shit, darn, sorry. So that's what we're looking at. Just some silicone around there and one longer one to feed the water in and the shorter one to register when the water drops below a certain level. It's the first one I've made. I reckon it's working pretty well. It just sits like that. It's doing the job, and I haven't needed to fill that up in like a couple of days. So yep, we've got an Anubias that I've tied on to that piece of driftwood, the Indian almond leaf, and my mother-in-law got me that sign ages ago, so that's made a comeback. Yeah, oh, and that little piece of SPS broke off that colony up at the back there when I was cleaning. So it found a new home here. I'm keen to see if it prefers being down there or at the top. Okay guys, so thanks for watching the update. This is a long one, I apologize, and it has information about the S1 because the other return pump, the aqua one that came with this tank, broke, and we've got the Fluval LED, which is currently sitting on top because the mount sticks on the back with like, I don't know, some sort of double-sided tape. It says it has to stay for 24 hours. Now that tank's had no light running, nothing. It's just been going like that for about 2 weeks or maybe even a bit more, I think. Just circling, the water's there. I just chucked in some bacteria and some ammonia every now and again. I actually don't really care, I'm just letting it do its thing. I haven't even tested the water, I don't even think I will. I'll just take a whole bunch of it out and put some clean water in there and let it do that again for another 2 weeks and then put a fish in. Okay, so there we go guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry it's an 8-minute video. If you're still here, go do something more interesting with your life. Peace.